Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Boros Equipment. So this is a deck that I found online I really wanted to try out myself, and it looks to be real fun. I remember back in Scars of Maraudon days where all the equipments were so fun to play with in Standard. So now that we are revisiting New Phyrexia, I think the equipment deck has some oomph. But we could never really get it to work when it was just the attack on New Phyrexia, whatever the new set is called back then. Now that we have some time to settle, there are more synergies to this deck from the newer release cards. So we got two Kellan, we got a new Kellan that can help us search, right? The Birthright Boom helps us search for an equipment from our deck and put it in our hand. That's a little bit of a Steel Shaper's Gift. Not as good, but it's something we can play in Standard. We also have, this card, the Lost Jite. This card, it just got introduced in the, what's that called? The Thunder in my Junction, and this card is so good. This is an insanely good effect on an equipment deck because a lot of the time with the equipment deck, well, we are missing our lands. We cannot get enough lands to play both the creatures and the equipments that we want on the same turn. But Lost Jite give us that ability with the untapped target land. What Lost Jite does that the old Umezawa Jite cannot do is whenever it deals combat damage at all, we put a charge counter, right? So that means that we can always put charge counter on Lost Jite whenever we attack, and it does even better when we have cards like Kellan or the Bladehold War-Whip to give them double strike. Every time we deal damage, we put a counter, we do double the damage by double attacking. Now we get double the counter every turn. That's crazy. That's a great combo, right? Kellan with the Lost Jite. But we also got introduced to the Lavaspur Boots. This is the boot that costs 1 to equip. 1 mana boot for 1 to equip. +1/+0, haste, and ward 1. Ward 1 is fantastic in current Standard, but the problem with that is we have to pay 1 to equip it, which is not as good as the other boots, right? Not the Lightning Greaves, that's what I'm talking about. Not the Hexproof boot, but the Shroud boot. The Shroud boot is 0 to equip for haste. That's real good in Standard, but we don't have that. So how do we get there? Well, we can get there with Bladehold War-Whip. I can't talk right now. But the idea here is that it makes our equipment cost 1 less to equip. Well, it costs 1 right now, 1 less is 0. There's no limitations. We can just keep equipping with Lavaspur Boots that way. So that's kind of the idea of this deck. The rest of the deck kind of is a shell to help us trigger that kind of effect. And now let's talk about the whole deck list. We have in the early game lots of equipments. We have 1 Dire Flail, that's a 1-man, is a bone splitter basically. We have 4 Rapid Battery, which is an equipment but also a creature we can attack with, the 1/1 haster. We have 1 Eater Virtue too. We can get a lot of effects by having our creatures die, and then we can exile it with the Eater Virtue, and now whenever we equip onto another creature, that gets even better. That's another bone splitter idea. We also have 4 Lavaspur Boots. We have to have 4 Lavaspur Boots in the deck because that is how we get all of our creature haste. We also have 1 Lost Jite. You don't want too many Lost Jites because it's a legendary and it doesn't do that much on turn 1. What you want to do is be able to search it out with Kellan. So what we want to do is land turn 1 Rapid Battery, because turn 2 we can have Kemba, Kha Enduring. It's a 2 mana 2/2, but whenever it ETBs, you get to attach an equipment onto it. So or onto any cat, right? So Kemba is a cat. When it comes into play, we get to attach our Rapid Battery. Boom! Turn 2, we have a 4/4 haster to attack with. That's real good. And then we also have 1 Barbed Batterfist. That's just adding additional equipments when we can. +1/+1, and then also a 2 Hexgold Halberd. That is also a 4 Maraudon that comes into play with a 2/2 that gives our creatures first strike and trample on our turn. Our turn only, but you know, when you want trample, you really only want it on your turn. We also have 4 core Kadeen, first Goldwarden. This card is fantastic because whenever he attacks, right, it gets +X/+X for each equipped creatures we control, and if its power is 4 or greater, we draw a card. Well, guess what? If all of our equipment gives it a little bit of a boost, and then any other boost from a +X will make it 4 power or higher. So Equip a boot, 4 power higher. Equip a rapid battery, 4 power higher. Equip Dire Flail, 4 power higher. So equip anything, it will be 4 power higher, and now we can draw a card. And as we draw a card, we can synergize with the rest of our deck. And then we have 2 Kellan, as I talked about, to search, but also we can play the Kellan's creature side to get a 2/2 double striker, which is very deadly. We have 4 Rebel Salvo. This may seem unassuming, but it's going to be because of all of our equipment. It's affinity for equipment, right? Because all the equipment we have, it's a 1 mana deals 5 damage to creature or planeswalker. 1 mana removal is pretty sick. And then we have 4, you need to have 4 of this, Bladehold War-Whip, 4 Maraudin, so it's basically a 3 mana 2/2 double striker, but we can also get that equipment to equip for 5, to equip onto another creature to give them double strike. That's going to be rare, but we can also just play Kemba and attach the Bladehold towards it using its effect. We also get the all equipment ability we have costs 1 less, which is pretty good. And we also have Astor, Bearer of Blades, so that we can look for a top 7 cards for an equipment and put into our hand. Equipped creatures, equipments we control have equip 1, and vehicles we control have crew 1. That's pretty important as well. And then we have 1 Danitha, but Benalia's Hope. I have a bit Danitha in the deck just because I wanted to combo with the Eater of Virtue, right? So Danitha is going to come in and then try to basically equip an equipment from hand or graveyard. So we can put a Warhole or maybe a Lavaspur Boot or something, give it haste. We can attack with him. And if we're able to equip Eater of Virtue, if Danitha dies, we're going to get First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink to any other creature that gets equipped to the Eater of Virtue. That's pretty good. Pretty fringe, but that's the only included Danitha also because I only have 2 Nahiri, Forged in Fury. This is a real good card, affinity for equipment. So with all the equipments we have, this is basically a 3-drop or a 2-drop that is a 5/4 that whenever an equipped creature we control attack, exile the top card, and we can play this turn, and as an equipment we can cast it for 0. Insanely good effect. Unfortunately, I don't have more. I want to have more. I don't have any wild cards. So yeah, if you have 4 Nahiri, put 4 Nahiri in the deck, and it will be much, much crazier of a deck. So yeah, that's what I feel about this deck. Now for the land base, we're pretty aggressive, so only 24 lands. We have a lot of higher curves, so we can't just run 21 or 22 lands for an actual aggressive deck. But we don't really flood in this deck, right? We have 5 plains, 5 mountains, 1 Eiganjo, 1 Sokenzan, 4 Battlefield Forge, 4 Inspiring Vantage, 2 Sundown Pass, and 2 Myrics. What you may have noticed here is that we have a lot of basic lands, and I only have 2 Sundown Pass. These are the only tap lands in the early games. Right? Every other lands are untapped, and that's important because we need to hit our early curves. Afterwards, the only slow lands or the only tap lands are going to be the Inspiring Vantage, which isn't going to hurt too much on turn 4, 5, or 6, right? Every other land is going to be untapped, and we're going to be able to hit our curve pretty well to kill our opponent. That's the idea of this deck. It's very aggressive, very early game damage, but not not mono red early game. There's a combo synergies, and we can hit for boatload of damage. So that's how I talked a lot about this deck. Let's go into the games. All right, our opponent is it's the deadline. We're dead. Lying. We go first. Our equipment deck has no equipment, so that's fun, right? Attach target equipment to a creature that you control. I can fetch for an equipment with Kellan, but that's about it, right? We're going first, so I don't want to mulligan this hand that has creatures I can use. If I get burned down, I get burned down. I guess it is what it is. Mountain first. Tiny bones. Alright, gotta discard a card. Kemba? Kemba's kinda slow. Now we get a 1-drop. So I could attack him with this, but I do want to play all of my mana and the time that I get to play them in. So maybe I kill him. Or maybe I core Kadeen. Yeah, let's core. Core Kadeen. First Goldwarden. They probably want to kill the core Kadeen, right? Core Kadeen? No. No place. That's the case. Let's search for a Lavaspur. Or do I get an Eater? I can also get a GT. But all of these are probably just going to get removed. So, which one has the best value? GT helps us untap a land. Plus one's on counter. Eater doesn't help, right? It gives us a little bit of trample. Do I want to untap lands? All these cards are good. I really want the Lavaspur Boots. I have a lot of them, so I think I should look for a GT or Eater. Let's see. What is my Nahiri? Affinity that has no other abilities. So let's get the Lost GT. It ramp us pretty well. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a removal, right? That's the whole point of this deck. The Crimes deck. Gets +0/+0. They can kill if they want. Bitter try. Wow, they're really killing it. Vladimir Crimes it up. We mill one. It grows, but I think we can still kill it. We lose a land. Forsaken Miner. Okay. So I can't actually get anywhere with this, right? So I got the battery, I equip, I attack. I gotta deal damage. That's unfortunate. I have to deal damage, and I don't think I can. So maybe I get the Whip Owl. I'm missing red, right? I need the red for anything to happen. So I can only play one card this turn. I cannot play both of these. So maybe I'll play the Whip Out. It is a double striker. The Rapid Battery, I should have played it earlier because I needed a red mana. The GT does not actually buff this anyway. It just gains haste. It lets me equip? How? Where did I get the mana from? Oh, one less. That's how. I could do math. Bitter Triumph again. Alright, I need a red mana. Of course. Oh, well, this. I can't. So the Kemba might help, but this feels better. Right, if he kills one of my stuff, I will just lose it. So, yeah, I do want the Rapid Battery, but I can't get it out without a red mana. Let's kill the Vladimir. And we'll equip the GT. Mana screw, because they mill. I mean, they mill the planes. It could help Nahiri, but it's not really good much. Tiny Bones. Death Touch. Another Plains. Corpse of the Loss. Alright, you want to attack? We'll block this. That's interesting, right? I could get haste on my Rapid Battery. I mean, I already have haste. I can put the GT on the Rapid Battery. Or I can try to play Nahiri this turn. Equip creature, exile top card. That's interesting. So let's tap. Let's get the maximum amount of mana. We'll untap a land. Play the Nahiri. cast that this turn for free. He takes the double strike damage. Cast for free. I can also cast another card for free. Untap this land. Come on. Untap. Untap this land. Kadeen. Alright, and then we'll equip this onto the Kadeen. Why did it get plus? Shieldred. Sure. Down to 8. But we will have 2 double strikers. This actually gets buffed by a lot, right? So, +1/+1 for each equipment attached to Mr. Kellan here. I'll give him haste. And this also gets +X number of equipped creatures you control. But this GT definitely wants to go on a double striker. Alright, how would they like to block? I get 3 things, or 2 things. And I draw a land and I take 2. Now they have to block both of the double strikers. I think if they still die. I think we got it. Right, this can't block. So, not blocking a double striker, you're gonna die. I guess we rope. GG. Alright, our opponent's roping because they can't win, so they're just gonna be a loser. Double strike for the win. A lot of first strike you didn't block. Game over. Alright, our opponent's gonna be Schism 84. We got some creatures and some equipments. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to ping ourselves going second. So that's definitely a burn deck. We're going second. They got some burn avatar and a red sleeve. Oh boy. Alright, what are we doing here? Do we just boots? We're just gonna die. It's fine. Mow down to 5, didn't matter. Just gonna pump the hell out of his cards. He's looking at the boot like, what the hell is that? Alright, he is really confused, having a stroke. Mow down to 5, does not miss land drops. Typical mono red, right? It's 2 scams. There's a rage on one of them. He's gonna sack? It'd be weird if he does. He did sack, okay. So if he's gonna sack it like that, I say we just take out all his creatures. Blow it up. I'll go down to 10, but you got 2 cards left. Oh, you're out of cards? Go down to 9. You got a removal? No? Alright. If you're not gonna remove, I'm gonna have creatures. No haste though. Oh no, I do have haste. We'll use one. I can't click on this. Untap target land. Eater of Virtue. Big ass creature now. How big is this? 5/2 double strike haste ward. He has black. Okay. I can search for a flail, and I think that just kills him, right? You could definitely remove, I guess. Let's see if he wants to remove my ward guy. It's War 1. I'm at 9. Not the end of the world. Sacking that scamp is gonna be his downfall. Alright, he's just gonna burn. Hello? Bad player. Bad player number 84. I mean, come on. Okay, if you have 84, I assume you were born in 84. You're that old and still that salty? I guess I would be that salty if I was that old. Time is not kind to us all, especially when we play burn. Plays a black, tries to fling things. Can't fling anything at me. Must be very sad. Alright, so we're gonna get a flail. Right? I don't have any other thing that pumps, so. Yeah. Dire Flail, please. Guess I could have just pumped everything onto a Nahiri and killed him that way. Just letting the first strike damage go through? No, he's gonna burn it. +1, okay. Thank you. GG. Mono red, get out. Not really mono red with extra steps. Alright, our opponent's gonna be Sign? Cool. Cool name. Opponent goes first. We have 2 batteries and a boot. Again, no equipment value in my hand, but hopefully I can draw it. Yeah, it's really making me want to crap those Nahiris, but as those mythics. Can't afford mythics. Another one of this crap. Alright. They always go first. At least they didn't Hopeless Nightmare me right away. Bats. What are they gonna take? Probably the Kemba. Yeah, there it is. Alright, I got another salvo. If it gigs, I'm gonna kill their bat. Graveyard Trespasser, I got nothing in the graveyard. The whole turn's done. Come on, let me click on it. Give me back my Kimball. That's alright. Well, that happened. No lands. That's fun. This will make it a 4/4, right? But this will give it a ward. No, 4/4 is still better. for the throw? Yeah, of course. See if he attacks. He does attack. Tries to remove my Kemba. Not gonna block it. Sun Gold. Wow. Alright, we get another land. That's important. So I want a Kimbo and Salvo. I can do both of that, right? Let's get the rapid battery on. I don't think he's gonna block. Let's kill. Do I need to kill anything this turn? I can wait. Tiny Bones is nothing. Not worried about that. Before he attacks, let's get rid of this. This is whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks. So he doesn't gain a life. He still attacks, which is, I mean, yeah. You can do that. Alright, so I can give a haste, first strike, and trample. So this is just first strike and trample, right? Haste, first strike, trample. He exiled all the cards from my graveyard, so he can't really get anything with the Tiny Bones. That's funny. That was not a good block. I'm gonna put that on Kemba. I wanted that card to have ward. Not that it matters, really. I mean, he has a lot of mana. And not much to play. I don't have a double striker. So, this is gonna have War 1, reconfigure. How would you like to block? Eiganjo? Kill the Kimbo? Okay. How would you like to block this 2-2? Still first strike. Let's put it on this guy, I guess. This is not sorcery speed, right? The GT? Remove a counter whenever. Of course it should be whenever. It's got untap a land ability in there. That'd be weird if it's sorcery speed. No attacks. Go to my turn. Oh, that's a good card. Equip creature, you can throw attacks. Why won't it let me equip my Nahiri? And now also GT over here. And that's 3 equip creatures, and you can't block through all of them. GG. Haha, take that. Alright, our opponent is Zenix. Zenix D? Zenix D. We go first with a battery and then Kimbo. I think that's good enough. It's a lot of damage early game. Maybe we'll draw enough lands to get the Astor. I'm not sure, but here's a battery for 1 damage. Mountain. Alright. It's a race you want. It's a race you'll get. Phoenix Chick. Is he playing off? There's no way he's playing off one land. He is playing off one land? Oh boy. He's gonna regret that. I'm gonna fist him real good. Get ready to get fisted. Down to 10 already. If I get a War-Whip, that's just game over, right? He wants to pump the Swiss Sphere. I'm at 17. You pump. I'm at 11. You're at 5. Playing off one land, our opponent is. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't. It's not lethal. Can I get lethal somehow? +1, -1, +1, +1, +2. Right, so yeah, I cannot get lethal from this. That's the case. Let's get a War-Whip. Do I attack for... Yeah, this is not first strike in any way. I'll just make him at 5. I'm at 11. Can he burst me from 11 with one land? No, he cannot. A second land! Uh-oh. I mean... I'm okay with my Astor dying. He did his job. That doesn't kill it. What else you got? That kills it, and then it kills you. So I'm not even gonna play anything. I can just attack. Mono red. Now to bring cell in that body. All right, our opponent is PC Gamer 365. It'd be pretty ironic if our PC gamer is on a toilet on his iPad. This is a beautiful hand. Battery into Kimbo. Lunark. Alright, do I want a Kimbo or do I want to boot him? No. Boot feels pretty bad, so do battery into Kimbo here. Life gain, huh? I need life gain out of my damages. I'm not gonna put it past him. Ellis Alcor. That is a death touch. So I can get a double striker, but the Ellis Alcor would probably just try to trade with the Kemba. He takes it. I shall War-Whip you. Resplendid. Gain 2 life. Just gonna let that happen. There you go. Trace Ellis Alcor for the Kimba. Now, do I want to save my Kimba? No, I think it's fine. Let's the double strike go. Pretty insane, I have to say. Get another double strike. And I'm gonna get a boot. Oh, I can equip the boot. At least I could have attacked with them. Oh, I have to show my cards. I don't want to show my cards there. Deal Seraph. Alright. You want to gain a life? That's 4. It's not 5. Since it's not 5, I think this will just lethal him, right? There's going to be a 3. How would he block this board? Okay, skills or traits. I don't want to move the boots, I think. Trample haste. Yeah, I don't want to move the boots. I can move the boot whenever it costs 0, so it doesn't matter. Here they're at 9. Phantom. Another Resplendent. Okay, so I don't want to. Oh man, all of these cost a lot, right? So I can't get a trample on. This is double strike, so that might be good. It's just double striking. Double strike, and then if I move this for 2 mana, actually no, this costs 1. Equip here. I think it costs 1. Reconfigure. Let's search for a buff. I think the Eater Virtue is a good buff. The Lost GT is also a good buff. But Eater Virtue is a better buff. I play it. I equip it here. That's 16. 14, 16, 6 times 2, 12. That's lethal. Over lethal, by the way. GG. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen those games, how did you feel about this deck? I personally think this is a very strong deck. It's not Mono Red Burn, right? It's not Boros. Well, it is Boros, but it's not the Boros Convoke deck. So it does not. It is not as overwhelming, but it is just as fun. If not, I think it's more fun, right? Switching it up a little, making the deck more, making the our opponent have to think more about how they have to play it against us. That's pretty fun. So I do like this deck, but if I have to make some adjustments, I definitely will cut Danitha, and I might cut another Hexgold Halberd. I'm not sure. I might cut another Hexgold Halberd, or I might just cut the Barbed Batterfist altogether. I can't talk about these words, and then just put in 2 more Nahiris. I definitely think this deck will benefit from having 4 Nahiris. Unfortunately, I don't have 4 Nahiri, so I'm not there yet, right? The land base, I wouldn't change a thing. All these equipments, I wouldn't change a thing. It is real good, real fast. If you're on the play, you get a lot more wins. If you're on the draw, it's gonna be a little bit harder, but we can still get it to work, right? The trick is Rapid Battery turn 1, Kemba turn 2, attack him for 4. Turn 3, maybe we play Kellan, maybe we play Bladehold War-Whip, and turn 4 we land in the Nahiri and we hit them for like 1,000. We also get another equipment potentially for free, and then if we have Lost GT, we can always synergize off that as well. So a very, very strong deck because of the synergies, and that's what I love about Magic, right? The synergies, playing cards with combo, that's what makes it good. If you're just playing burn spells, it's not much IQ is going to that kind of game. So it's really about how to synergize with your deck, how to decide on which card to play to better synergize with your next turn play, with your current attack, all of those things. That's what makes it fun. That's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.